What's going on YouTube? It's your boy BowlingGuru here, bringing you another gameplay video from the MaddenChamps Gentlemen's League Stock Roster League, commissioned by Jay's Finest One. This week we have me versus a guy in my division. He's not doing that well, but you can't take any opponent lightly. DeathPenalty187. He gets his games in. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from him, but you know what I mean. Running with San Fran, I'll say I have an advantage over, the Cardinals. One of the things I knew that I wanted to work on coming into this game was having a more balanced attack. I think this year in Madden, it seems like everybody throws the ball, a shit ton, and all the big plays come through the air. So, I mean, while that's the way it is in real life, you know what I mean, it was one of those situations where I know that having a balanced attack is really important. So that was one of the things that was, I knew I definitely wanted to try to make sure I did this game. So you're going to see a lot of Frank Gore, a lot of Kendall Hunter. Here you see I got sacked. Just wasn't really paying attention to the defense. He had some interesting, coverages and blitzes that, he was throwing at me that, for all intents and purposes, I couldn't really tell what the hell was going on. Here, I got fucked up. It was a bad read. One of the guys in my league had, they watched the videos too, and he was saying, hey, Guru, you have a habit of, always looking for a big play instead of hitting your running back or your fullback out in the flat, when your first or second read isn't open. So right there was definitely another example of that. I tried to force a pass, and he made me pay. But fortunately, I was able to stop him, 3 and out, punt the ball, still got the rock back in pretty good field position. So, as you can see, Frank Gore doing his damn thing here, and I'm not really sure what happened to the video there. That's just the way it edited, but as you saw, it was just a little swing pass to Frank Gore, who was able to, take it up, and then I brought Kendall Hunter into the game. I want to try to start, getting him a little bit of burn, just because while Frank Gore is a beast, it's always good when you got 2 running backs. For some reason, it seems like Gore is getting tired a little faster. So here, my opponent, it's weird. Like, as y'all have seen in plenty of videos, I try my best really not to complain about much. Especially, I'm playing a guy, I think he's got 1 win. I think it would be kind of asshole-ish to make a complaint against somebody that, isn't doing that well in the league anyway. But you'll notice throughout the video, he did a lot of motion snapping with his wide receivers. Now, the main reason that I didn't, bring it up to the commissioner or anything else was simply because as he was doing it, he was doing it to make them block for like edge pressure. While that's still not it's not actually accepted. You're not allowed to motion snap in this league at all. But it was one of those things where the Niners got crazy pressure. We all know how good the linebackers are, defensive line. So it is what it is. I just kind of let it rock, but it definitely affected a lot of the pressure I was able to get, or lack thereof. So, you guys will start to notice that. And here, he fucked me up because I just didn't expect him to have his quarterback scrambling. So, gouged me for 11 big yards there. Something that, I definitely wanted to make sure I started paying attention to there. Sent the edge blitz there, and Aldon Smith had a big game. He was all over the place. I think that one right there was Justin Smith. But either way, it's one of those situations where I was trying to be all over the field, bringing pressure from all different angles, up the gut, left edge, right edge. So I was able to force him into another punt situation here, get the rock back, and, just pounding the rock, trying to have some ball control. My last week's matchup in the league, I actually played division rival Kilo, and I was able to actually win that game. Unfortunately, I didn't record it, but, it is what it is. But, one of the things that he had mentioned to me was, time of possession, how important it is. A lot of times in video games, we tend to forget that if you're playing in a sim league, stuff like that is important. Now if you're a freestyle player, shit like that, I guess probably doesn't really matter to you. But, in a sim league, being able to, if your opponent, they can't score if they're not on the field. That's the bottom line. Well, unless you throw pick sixes. But, so that was one of the things that, I was really trying to work on here. Last game, y'all saw in the Game of the Week vid, I think P. Will had, 3 picks. There he got another one, so P. Will with 4 picks on the season so far. just in videos that I can recall. So here I subbed in Manningham. The formation that I was in was a pretty interesting formation, and I don't remember the name of it, but either way, I subbed in Manningham. I subbed out Vernon Davis, put Manningham in. He's not at the tight end spot traditionally, like locked in at the edge of the line. He split out wide. So, you know, I was able to capitalize there, had his linebacker on the wide receiver. So, was able to get another touchdown. So go up 21-0 going into the half. I'm feeling pretty good about the game. The way I see it, not much can go wrong at this point, or at least that's what I was feeling. So here my opponent started coming out 5 wide, all crazy, and it was kind of frustrating, I got to be honest, because you got to respect the 5 wide receivers, especially, he has Larry Fitzgerald. That's the bottom line. Only had 2 catches right there, but you guys will see the second half, here he had forever and a fucking day to throw the ball. And where I think I got him was I put a DT on a spy there because I know he's been trying to scramble. So there, came up, laid the big hit, forced the fumble, get the rock back. I was really thinking that, the more I got to him and the more I was able to, kind of beat his quarterback into the ground, that was going to kind of make him shy away from scrambling, kind of make him stay out of the 5 wide. And, because a lot of times what I saw in this game was, he would come out 5 wide, have a couple of quick reads, and then if not, he can just take off. Here, Kendall Hunter with a huge run. He had a big day too. 3 rushes, 51 yards right there. Didn't catch him on a little toss to the outside. Second TD of the day. That's definitely going to help his stats out a little bit. But here we go. 5 wide. He got the underneath route. You can't stick everything. That's just the bottom line. I tried a few different coverages. I tried some man, tried some zone. He really was putting me to a test here. And, here, I don't know how I managed to let Larry Fitz be the one to make that catch there. But, and that's just Madden, that wonderful Infinity engine that y'all hear me complain about every video. But, here, I covered the slant, and then he took off on me, which is just what I was afraid of. So I started trying to spy at that point. Here, he motion snapped me, but he I guess didn't time it right. I don't really know. I try my best not to do the motion snap. It's not allowed in any of the rules that I'm in. Any of the leagues that I'm in. It's not allowed. So, but yeah. So here, I tried my best. I wanted to fucking crush his quarterback right there, even though he was out of bounds. Here, I saw it, hit stick, P. Will. I think that's what his 3rd fumble there. I was laying the wood on his quarterback, but he was just wow. So damn, I just realized that he had 4th fumble and 2 picks. P. Will, man, making a strong case for defensive player of the week or defensive player of the year. I hope. But either way, so I was determined to try my best to not let his quarterback. I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I didn't want his quarterback to make a difference in this game. I know Arizona, I don't think he has any good running backs. So, I think he tried 2 or 3 run plays, and that was it. At that point, he ended up being down 14-0. So he went all aerial attack all the time, which ended up working out good for me. So, wow, I just got the text message, and the undefeated Eagles in the Gentlemen's League just lost. They got, I don't want to say blown out, but they lost 28-14. So, the guy who runs that team does have a PVR. I'm expecting to see a video, hopefully, this week. But either way, so here you see quarterback took off on me again. It was one of those things where it seemed like no matter what I did, I was always leaving something open or somebody open. So, I gave the man props because he made me, work more on my user skills and, just trying to get better. So there was able to force yet another fumble, but wasn't able to get it here. Whitner jumps up, jumps the route, is able to pick it off, and, unfortunately, that's going to be all she wrote. With less than 2 minutes left, at this point, I'm just killing clock, you know what I mean? I think after this play, I actually went sending the good game message or whatever, and I pretty much do need to get 1 first down to prevent him from getting the rock. So as you saw, he was chasing behind me trying to get the strip there. So here I called a play that I never called before, and it's funny because as y'all know, I'll be working with the dude Kilo trying to get my game together, and he always tells me you don't call shit you never ran before in a league game. But either way, so Again, this was a Madden Champs Gentlemen's League stock roster. Check us out, MaddenChamps.com. Here you go. You're going to see a few of the stats, a couple key things. 369 yards total offense, but I had a $165 on the ground, which was huge for me. 203 through the air, so a little more balance, which is what I was trying to do. Don't think I'm going to be able to replicate that often, but hey, who knows. BowlingGuru out, man. Thanks for tuning in.